society, we only pay respect to who wins and we disregard every other place. We treat second place like 99th place, as if there is no delineation marker between the two. That's the problem. Woo. But when you open up the aperture of your mind and you realize, wait a second, LeBron James, you either finished first or second 9 times in 10 years, you then realize that is the most impressive thing that LeBron James has ever accomplished, and that is GOAT-worthy. Several people have come back from down 3-1, not necessarily in the NBA Finals, but we've seen it done. But ain't nobody been to 9 NBA championships in 10 years. We've never seen that done. LeBron James became the GOAT 2020, bubble year, wins that chip in LA, 9 finals, 10 years, 4 chips. That's when LeBron James became the GOAT. So the only reason I don't like him saying in 2016 is when he knew, because in my mind, that's wrong. That isn't the most impressive feat. The most impressive feat LeBron James has accomplished, which in my mind is maybe the most impressive feat in American sports history, 9 finals, 10 years. Ain't never been done, and it won't be done again. Not in modern sports history. You got to go back to those Celtics 1960s if you want.
Yeah, about to say Bill Russell over there texting somebody on that flip phone like, hey, bro, did he win 11?
Modern, big dog.
What was modern mean? What do you mean? Was the ball still dribbling? Did the ball still bounce?
One hand. Only right hand. Dribbling around like this.
Don't do them like that. That's all they could do. Woo! I'm on the other end with this one, bro.
Talk to me.
You hate it? I love it. Let me start off with a little bit of a lesson in terms of my greatest art form. I told you I'm top 5 freestyler when hydrated.
I better get some bars, big dog. Before the end of the show, I'm on 8. Just 8. I don't need 16.
Compromise like this, 32. Coach? You want me to run a 40 with the hammy like this?
8 bars from you before the show's over.
First of all, I'm going to say it again. Second of all, I am top 5 freestyling when hydrated.
I got a bottle of water right here.
That ain't what I'm talking about, boy. I'm talking that thing that you don't do. All right, here we go. Now, I was educated on what freestyling really is. We think, and it has 2, I guess, definitions. One is you freestyle, like right now. I want 8 bars right now. Talk about my clothes, talk about the studio, etc. What's here?
Yep.
But freestyle originally wasn't that. Freestyle was you actually had a prepared rap that when someone battled you, it was time to go out there and get it. And that's interesting, that splice in definition. Why do I bring that up? You got to know who LeBron James is, dog. In this movie called his NBA career, he freestyled this movie. He had it planned already upstairs. Think about this. He calls himself the king, the chosen one. This is even before he's getting tested in battle. He already got this mentally planned. I'm the chosen one. I'm the king. Now, when you're watching this movie, to really grab the viewers, to grab everyone who's voting, is this the best movie we've ever seen? Are you truly the GOAT? What moment would you grab as your climax? Think about it. I gotta grab 2016. When we were down 1-3 against the best team by record in NBA history. And I went out there and led that charge. Oh, guess what? We're on the edge of our seats right now. Whatever you say, yes, Simon, we obey. And that's what happened. LeBron James, who has literally already had the vision of him being the GOAT, chosen one, the king, from hello, waited for a moment of battle, of contention to finally say, shoot the fireworks, G-O-A-T. I'm the GOAT, 2016.
But here's the biggest problem with that. I don't know if your greatest moment can be your greatest moment if you have to share your moment. You feel me? So
it's a team sport, though. How?
Meaning, when we talk about that, the 2016 and LeBron coming back from down 3-1, we always say, but Kyrie. Remember, Kyrie hit the shot. We always say who was more important in that game. Stat lines were fairly similar over the course of that series. Right. Who was more important? We always say LeBron couldn't have done it without Kyrie. If you really want to say LeBron's greatest moment, then you almost got to say Game 6. LeBron James, Miami Heat, Boston Celtics, come back, down 3-2, then you come back and you close them out 4-3. You almost have to say Game 6 when LeBron gave us, 45, 15, and 5? When LeBron James had that image, headband on, Heat jersey, just staring up at the top of his eyelids. You almost have to say that game because that was a game where LeBron James did it with no help. LeBron had to share the spotlight in that down 3-1 series. Kyrie, step back. Steph, shot, dagger, game. We always say, well, what about Kyrie? Who was more important in that game? LeBron's biggest moment, chase down block. Kyrie's biggest moment, step back dagger. LeBron had to share the spotlight. I just don't know if your biggest moment can be a moment where you have to share the spotlight. Sell, a movie I never saw, but you quoted for at least 3 months over the course of this show last year. Judas and the Black Messiah.
Oh, I forgot my accent. I need to watch it again. Netflix, help.
Judas and the Black Messiah. Now, Daniel Kaluuya was the star in that. And Lakeith, help me with his last name. Lakeith Stanfield.
Now,
Daniel Kaluuya is a beast. And I believe he won an Oscar for that. But he had to share the spotlight in that movie. Judas and the Black Messiah. Not just Judas.
Oh, don't
Judas
do
and the Black Messiah. Now, where did Daniel Kaluuya not have to share the spotlight? In Get Out. Where did he first step on the scene?
No.
And he had to share nobody's spotlight.
Lakeith was in that, too.
But Lakeith had a one small little part.
True.
Now, I'm not going to tangent this whole thing in case you haven't seen either movie. If you haven't, you need to see
Spoiler
both.
alert.
But there was a time in which he didn't have to share the spotlight, which put him on the scene, Daniel Kaluuya. Now, while he won an Oscar for Judas and the Black Messiah. He ended up winning an Oscar for his role in Judas and the Black Messiah. But even when he won that Oscar, they were both up for Best Supporting Actors. They went up for Best Lead because it was like, wait, who was supporting who? Was it Kaluuya or was it Lakeith? LeBron James in 2016, there was always a debate of Best Supporting Actor. Was it Bron or was it Kyrie? Y'all remember better than I, but if I'm not mistaken, they both dropped 41 points in a game. Literally, when you look at the box scores, it was like, yo, they both was up there Best Supporting. I don't know if LeBron can say that his GOAT moment was a moment in which he had to share the spotlight.
Don't do that. You know that argument's flawed. You know what I mean? Finals MVPs Jordan won. Passing to Paxson, Kerr. Look, Cooper Kupp just won Super Bowl MVP. Did he throw the ball to himself, too? Matthew Stafford's in there throwing that pretty speed out, too. Delayed speed out. It wasn't even fast. It was just like, oh, I got him. Whew. Dog, it's a shared experience because, look, it's a team sport. We can't do that. But I want to push back on that because I don't even think that you have the proper record of that moment. Because Kyrie's 3 was huge to me to the point, because I love Kyrie, I kept going out there and said, why aren't they showing Kyrie's 3? Because they kept showing the King's block. And look, you can look back and you can just remember, like, damn, we saw that block a lot more than we saw that 3. But that's not my greater point. My greater point is LeBron can't pick anything else as his moment, his climatic moment of being the GOAT. Think about everything else you said takes discussion. It takes us to be the devil going into the details, into the weeds to figure out, oh, no, that one. No, I think he scored 45 in this one. No, it was a game 5. Game 6. LeBron, in totality, saw his career at this moment going against the best team in NBA history. Don't take that slightly. Like 73 wins and already a championship squad. And LeBron was down 1-3. Basically, they breathe. They're crossing the finish line. They're the champions. And LeBron said, hold y'all breath, because here I come. And when he did it, he had a signature moment in that block that said, okay, ignite, fireworks. Now, to LeBron, he's up here professing that that was the moment to him, because then he started to go into detail, which is interesting, too. LeBron said that a couple of years ago. But then he saw the social response. He saw the social reaction. And if you're healthy in mind and spirit, you can go through social media and round out your arguments and learn to add to whatever you're thinking. LeBron did that. He started talking about Jay-Z. He started talking about how I play 1 through 5. I can guard 1 through 5. He didn't say that initially a couple years ago when he first made the GOAT comments on his own show. So to me, I think LeBron really nailed this. You can't pick the bubble championship. You can't pick the 2 championships with the Heat, because be real, that's a shared experience. If anything, you got the number 3 player in the world at that time in Dwayne Wade. And then you had Chris Bosh, who was a perennial all-star. To me, LeBron nailed this. This was the moment.
But the question I have, though, Sal, as you really ponder this barbershop talk, was it a moment? Because I don't think when you think about LeBron James and what makes him the GOAT, if you do subscribe to Bron being the GOAT, it's not as much about a moment as it was about a movement. LeBron being the GOAT, you can't pick, like, any one of LeBron's moments will be trumped by Jordan's moments. That's the problem. Like, if you really want to talk about LeBron,